8:21. My interview is supposed to be at 8:30. So that means they could call me anywhere from 8:15 to 8:45. They haven't called me yet. Which actually, that was perfect timing so far because my little stepbrother, he just walked out the door to get onto the bus, which I had to make sure he'd go out the door and get on the bus. Because I'm wearing one of my new pairs of Mickey ears. I have a bunch of ears right now. So I have my top 3 new ones that I bought myself were these ones, my Millennial Pink and my Iridescent. And then my stepmom, she gave me the rainbow ones. I'm very excited. So when they call me, Let It Go is going to go off. At first I had it on Kim Possible's, but I feel like if I did that, I would answer saying, "What's the sitch?" And that's probably not the best impression. Not the best first impression. I mean, they'd understand it, but it's not the best first impression. Ow. My hair just got stuck in my earring. Anyways, I'm just waiting for the phone call now. I am so nervous but excited at the same time because this has been a dream for so long. Like, since I was little, since I can remember, I wanted to work at Disney. But I want to be a teacher. And if I can teach in Florida and take those kids on field trips to Disney, that would be amazing. Like, absolutely amazing. So I have all my notes written down right here, as I said last time. And I am freaking out. It's 8:22. I'll see you guys back when they call me. It is 8:39. The bus came successfully, actually closer to on time than it's ever been, because it usually can't. It comes really late, even though it's supposed to come in at 8:34. I'm still waiting for this call. I just want them to call me so I can get this over, so I can stop having these nerves, because I am a very, very anxious person. Very anxious. So yeah, I just need to get this. I just need them to call me so I can get this over with, so I can then start stressing about if I got in or not. Yeah. Anyways, I just have to wait here for the call. Please answer me. I seriously thought they were going to call me when my stepbrother was heading out to the bus, or when I was downstairs and trying to get my food in me. I seriously thought they were going to call me then, but they didn't, surprisingly. So now it's still just a waiting game. Please call me. Please call me. Please call me. Now. Now. Anyways, I'm probably going to watch another interview still till they actually do call me. I'm awesome. How are you? This is a perfect time.
Fantastic. Well, we'll be together today for about 20 to 30 minutes. And basically, I'll be asking you some questions to learn a little bit more about you and your work experience.
Okay.
And we'll also talk a little bit about the roles that you have applied for and that you're interested in on your checklist. And I also want to make sure that we discuss any questions that you might have about the program, so I'll be taking those from you at the end of the interview.
Okay. Yes.
All right. Perfect. Well, before we get started, I would just like to reconfirm some information from your application.
Okay.
Now, Marina, I see, now have you ever worked for the Disney company before?
I have not, but I have been offered a position, but due to the timing, I was not able to fill out the paperwork in the correct amount of time, because my mother actually works for the Disney company, and so her manager contacted me about a seasonal position, but they contacted me a week before the application needed to be completely filled out and turned in.
I gotcha. So was that at the Disney store?
Yes.
What I'm seeing? Okay, gotcha. Okay. So I wasn't sure. I was like, have you worked for us before? Have you not? Okay, perfect. So that was at the Disney store,
yes,
right?
that is correct.
Very exciting. So you were offered a position, you were offered a role, but you were unable to fulfill that?
Yes, sadly.
Okay. No problem, no problem. So now what interested you in wanting to be a part of the Disney College program?
Well, I have been going to Disney since I was 8 months old. I'm pretty sure that was my first trip, and I've been going almost every year since then. I think actually when I was little, I went about twice a year, so I've only been once completely on my own with a choir trip about 2 years ago, and that was amazing. Everybody turned to me actually for like what rides, what places to go get food, like all those things about Disney.
That's awesome. Good for you. That's so exciting. So when was the last visit to Disney? When was your last visit?
I was just there this past July.
Very cool. Good for you. What are some of your favorite things to do when you're visiting?
I honestly love to do anything there, especially like eat the food and always see like the new experiences there, because even though I have been there, I think about 25 times, there's always something new, and I still have not experienced quite a few things there. Like, I still have not seen the Beauty and the Beast live show, and I want to see that so much, and I haven't been able to go see it yet. And like, I'm excited for Galaxy's Edge to open, and I was just there for the opening of Toy Story Land, and it was breathtaking. Like, I actually felt like I was a toy. It's just so remarkable and breathtaking, and even though I've been there so many times, a few years ago, my stepbrothers went for their first time, and I got to see the magic through their eyes and see how they experienced everything.
That is so exciting. So do you have a favorite park or a favorite attraction? What are favorite of yours that you know?
I do not have a favorite park or attraction. Like, I have favorites in each park, but I cannot pick my favorite park. Like, if I had only one day, I would end up going to every single park, probably.
Awesome. Well, very, very good. Well, fantastic. So I see on your application, Marina, that it looks like you're currently a sophomore.
Sadly, but I'm making it work, and now I'm at home instead of being an hour and a half away from home, and I have a job right now as a swim instructor, and I've been making it through school, so it's what's best for me right now.
Absolutely. And you know what? Whatever works for you is great. As long as you're in school. I am from that area, and I went to COE for 2 years.
Okay.
You know, so I get it. And I did the college program through COE. So, it was an amazing experience. So it doesn't matter, like, you know, which school you're attending, you're, you know, getting your, you know, education regardless.
Yeah.
And so that's whatever works for you is what works, and that's okay. So
Yes.
good for you. That's
Thank
awesome.
you.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, awesome. So then I do have to ask one question that we ask all of our applicants.
Okay.
Are you currently an international student studying in the United States on a visa, Marina?
No, I am not. I was born and raised here.
No problem. Now, when you applied for the Disney College program, do you have an opportunity to review the Disney Look and Appearance guidelines?
Yes, I have.
Okay. Are you receptive to those guidelines?
I have a few things, but they can be completely covered up, and I actually have my doubles and a cartilage piercing, but I can take those out, and they look just like freckles. And I have a 2-inch by 3-inch tattoo on my right wrist, which can be easily covered by makeup, a large bandage, and a sleeve.
Okay. So your right wrist, and you said it's about 2 inches by 3 inches?
Yes.
Okay. And, so 2 by 3, and you said it can be completely covered
With makeup, a band-aid, like a large band-aid, and a long sleeve.
Okay. Perfect. So you're receptive to makeup?
Yes.
And maybe potentially wearing long sleeves at all times?
Yes.
Okay. Perfect. Okay, sounds good. Thank you so much.
No problem.
And then any other tattoos besides that one on your right wrist?
No other tattoos.
Okay, but you said you had multiple piercings in your ear. Any ear gauges, dermal piercings, anything of that nature?
No, none.
Okay. And, now, with the Disney Look and Appearance guidelines for females, you are allowed to have one piercing in the bottom of each earlobe.
Yes.
That you can wear an earring in the bottom of each earlobe. I'm sure you know that.
Yes, I do.
So, any additional piercings would need to be removed while you're at work, when you're not at work.
Okay, that's perfectly fine.
No problem. But, are you receptive to removing the other piercings?
Yes, my newest one I've had for almost 3 years now, so it's completely fine to be taken out.
Okay, perfect. And are they all pretty standard, like standard piercings? You can't see light through them or anything?
Yes, they're completely standard.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you so much.
No problem.
Any other tattoos, piercings, body modifications, ear gauges, dermal piercings, anything of that nature that would be visible outside of the tank top and mid-thigh length shorts?
No, nothing else.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you so much. Now, some of our roles, they may require you to operate a vehicle. Do you have a valid U.S. driver's license, Marina?
Yes, I do.
Perfect. Awesome. Well, I do see on your application that you are interested in both the Walt Disney World College program in Florida as well as the Disneyland program in Southern California. I
Yes.
see that you prefer the Florida program. Is that
Yes.
correct for you?
Yes, I prefer the Florida because I've only been to Walt Disney World. I have never been to Disneyland in California.
Okay.
And as much as I would love to experience that, I feel like I would get a little bit more homesick away in California than back in Florida. See, it's almost double the distance from me as well.
Yep. No worries. No worries. Well, that's perfect. That sounds good. Now, for the Florida program, I see that you prefer our Spring Advantage program.
Yes.
Which begins in a January time frame. And in May, I'm sorry, I apologize, Spring Advantage.
That's fine.
August. My apologies. So it's January to August.
Yes.
And we did have some dates. I'm not sure if you had a chance to review the arrival and departure dates on the job posting.
No, I've not been able to see those yet.
Okay, so we have like several arrival and departure dates. So basically for the Spring Advantage program, the arrival dates for the Spring Advantage program would either be January 22nd, January 28th, or February 4th. January 22nd and 28th, the ending date for those two programs or those two dates would be August 1st. And for February 4th, the ending date is August 8th.
Okay.
So, again, just wanted to kind of throw those out there. They are subject to availability, obviously.
Yes.
The dates are subject to availability in the time of acceptance. So, for example, if you really, were thinking, oh, I'll just go in February, definitely have a second and a third choice. Just because that date might already be taken in full, we might have, we only have so many arrivals on a certain date.
Yes, of course.
We may have to, choose a different date. Okay?
Yeah. Okay.
Perfect. And then I see that you're also interested in our spring program.
Yes.
Which begins also we have several different arrival dates for that as well. We do have several January arrival dates that end in May, like around May 16th.
Yes.
Also for spring, we have a March arrival date, a couple of March arrival dates, and that would be the ending date would be August 1st. And then we also have a couple of April arrival dates.
Okay.
The ending date would be August 1st as well. But again, subject to availability at the time of offer.
Yes.
Okay?
Okay.
Perfect. Now, do those dates, are you receptive to those arrival and departure dates?
Yes, I'm perfect with all of those dates.
I'm sorry, go ahead, honey.
Everything is perfect there. I have no conflicts on any of those dates.
All right, perfect. Now, for Disneyland, I know you mentioned Disney World is your, preference, but you did also apply for Disneyland. To quickly cover that, I do see that you've indicated an interest in housing for Disneyland if you're made an offer for Disneyland.
Yes.
Is that still correct for you?
Yes, that is correct.
All right. Perfect. And in regards to housing, I do see on your application that you mentioned that you have lived independently before. Did you have roommates when you lived independently?
Yes, I lived in the dorms last year, and I had one roommate who I luckily knew since 6th grade. And we went to two separate high schools, so we had a 4-year break from each other, but of course, like all roommates, there's going to be some conflicts, like sleep schedules and like class schedules and everything like that. But luckily, we just had to talk it out and work through all those conflicts. And I actually worked the night shift, so I had to be at work from 11:30 p.m. to 6 a.m. So my roommate goes to sleep usually around like 9 and 10. So I had to like sneak out of the room and sneak back in early in the morning when she was asleep.
Right. And how was that? Like, did that create any conflict, or maybe not that particular situation, but, did you ever encounter any, conflicts or challenges with your roommates, and how did you resolve those independently?
We did have a few, right when I started my job back in January at the night shift, so it was like me leaving in the middle of the night, so like it woke her up, and because I had to turn the light to get changed, and like coming back, I wanted to change and not sleep in my work uniform, and so I had to get changed again, so it's like, I talked to her, and we agreed that I would take my clothes, because we didn't have a bathroom in our dorm. In our dorm room, we had it across the hall. So I decided to like have my clothes already laid out for me, and I would take those and get changed in the bathroom before I came back into the room, so I would not have to turn on the light and bother her when she was asleep. And I, of course, had to be very quiet coming in, so I didn't wake her up at all.
Of course,
yeah.
Absolutely. Okay, great. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate that.
No problem.
Now, on this particular program, you could have anywhere from, 1 to 7 roommates in this particular program. So, and again, roommates who you possibly may not know, you're working full-time, you're taking classes, you may be living with, friends from other countries with different cultures and different backgrounds and experiences. So, how would you be able to manage all of that, with working full-time, taking classes, and just kind of managing all of that change at one time?
Well, I personally in my school, like, we actually have an international floor. So since I worked the night shift, I was able to greet everybody when they're coming into the building. So I was able to build relationships with those who were international students, and I got to learn more about their culture, and I'm always interested in learning about other cultures and everything. That's probably why I love World Showcase so much. It's just like you get experience around the world in one day and through so many different people, and you get to see everybody from everywhere. And I'm totally fine with living with roommates. Like, I am a child. I have 3 older brothers and 2 younger brothers, and that includes step siblings in there. So I'm the only girl, so I'm like comfortable with living with other people. Like, at my father's house, for a while we had 6 of us living in here at once. So
Wow, that's awesome.
yeah, so I'm completely open to living with different people, and like I feel like the dormitories, like, they gave me a real experience of like what it's like to live with somebody else, and I try to get along with everybody I can, and I just like want to build new friendships and relationships, and as long as the other person communicates with me like what they prefer and what they prefer I not do, I would be totally acceptable to all of those like standards, and I would like try to make it so I can follow all of them and like not cause any conflict.
Okay, great. Thank you so much.
No problem.
So now, what interested you in this particular program as opposed to any of the other internships out there, Marina?
Well, honestly, like, I just like love the Disney. Like, I love going there, and since I've been going there since I could even remember, like, I've always wanted to be part of the magic because I got to see all the cast members there and all the princesses and characters, and like they made me feel like I was a princess and like I was wanted there, and I wanted to be able to give that same experience to someone else coming in, even if it's like the only trip they can take in their whole life, or if they've been there 100 times. Every time they come in, they want to experience magic. That's why they choose Disney.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, great. Thank you so much.
No
Well,
problem.
Let's talk a little bit about your work experience.
Okay.
I see that you have some work experience listed on your application.
Yes.
Most recently, as you mentioned, you're currently a swim instructor.
Yep.
And you've also, as you mentioned as well, you've been night operations manager and also a kitchen attendant and a cashier. Is that correct?
Yes, that is correct.
Awesome. And I know that our application only allows you to put your last 4, positions, but is there any other work experience that you weren't able to list on your resume or your application that you'd like to discuss today?
The only other work experience I've had is I've been a nanny for families before. So this past summer, I was a nanny full-time, like every single Sunday for 8 hours for a little girl. She was a little sweetheart. And then December before, I was a full-time nanny where I worked 44 hours a week with 2 little ones who were 3 and 4, and they're sweethearts. I'm still close to them. They actually were right next door to my grandparents, so they're almost like family to me. So.
Absolutely. Well, good. Thank you so much.
No problem.
Now, in your work experience, can you tell me about a time when maybe you had to handle a difficult, guest or customer situation, and how did you respond and handle that situation?
Well, at my first job, I had that job when I was 15. I was there on a worker's permit, and since I was only 15, I was not allowed to go back into the kitchen for safety reasons, even though I had a food handler certificate. They just wanted to make sure I was safe. So I had a customer come up and he ordered a Diet Pepsi. And we had the soda fountain over to the side, and he went over to it, and the Diet Pepsi was out, and then he started yelling at me for that. And he's like, no, I want my money back so you can give me the bottle of Pepsi. He's like, I don't get why the cups, the refillable cups, cost more than the bottle that you cannot refill. And since I was not allowed back there, I wasn't able to do anything, and since I was not a manager, I couldn't open up the register and get the money out to give him his change, to give him his money back and exchange it. So I had to wait for my boss to come in because he was not quite there yet. But he came in like 2 minutes later, so it wasn't too bad. So I calmly explained it to my boss, and I went to the customer like, I am so sorry this had to happen. I can tell someone in the kitchen and ask them if they can replace the Diet Pepsi syrup for you so you can actually have that. I am so sorry this had to happen. I agree these should have been checked this morning. I'm so sorry this had to happen once again. And I can ask my manager when he gets here if he can go ahead and give you a refund and get you a bottled Diet Pepsi instead.
Sure, absolutely. Okay, great. Thank you so much.
No problem.
I appreciate that. So now, in your work experience, obviously you've got some different experiences, which would be working in different paces. For example, as a kitchen attendant, depending on the time of the day at the bowling alley, it might be really busy, and then you may have your slow periods.
Yes.
Same thing, like as a swim instructor, probably a little bit more moderately paced or maybe a slower paced environment. So what do you prefer in terms of a work environment? Do you prefer a fast pace or do you prefer more of a steady pace?
I can go either way. I actually do sometimes prefer the fast pace, especially when I work my night operations. It was always busy from midnight until like 2 a.m. Then it was dead. And once it went dead, since it's so late at night, like, you are so tired and you just want to fall asleep, and we're not allowed to fall asleep. So if I have work to do, then that actually keeps me awake, keeps me motivated. I still have energy to get stuff done. But at the same time, like, during the day, it depends on also the age range I'm working with. So if I'm working with little kids, that of course is a little tiring, but I just need like a 5-minute break, and then I can get right back up on the saddle and go back to being super energetic and working with them if it's in a fast-paced environment. And like, I also do prefer like slower times as well, because if you have slower times, you can experience like magic through the kids. Like, you can like take your time with the individuals and the families and all the guests, and like actually show them the magic, give them more magical moments for their vacations.
Absolutely. Well, great. Well, now, you're going to school, you're working, you have a social life, there's activities going on. So how do you ensure that everything gets accomplished when you have so much going on?
I always like make sure like I have a timeline for different things. So my schoolwork has to come first. Like, when I get home, I get my schoolwork done, even though my classes are every other day, and I have an online class currently, which I will be adding on 2 more later this semester. But those, I have a full week to complete those courses and those classes, and there's only like 2 or 3 things a week I have to do for each class online. So it's not too bad. Like, college is easier for me than high school was, where you have to have everything done that night, and you have like pages upon pages of homework. But of course, like with work, like I have my classes, then I get to come home for like 20 minutes, and I have to go to work, and then I get back home around 8 p.m. And then I always will sit down and have my homework done, so I will not go to bed until my homework is done.
Got it. Okay, great.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
No problem.
When you're working, do you prefer to work in a team environment?
I can work either or. I know, like, in past experiences, in team environments, not everybody pulls their weight, but I know at Disney, like, everybody wants to be there, especially on the Disney College program. They want to be there. That is one thing they wanted to do probably for their whole life. So they're more willing to get their work done and, like, show that they want to be there, actually. And, like, but at the same time, some individuals may have bad days, so they don't want to do their work, even though they want to be there. They just, like, are not having it that day. So, like, and I've had those experiences in the past where I ended up taking on everything for, like, group projects, and, like, they didn't really do anything, but they still got all the credit when they didn't do the work. But I feel like as long as everybody shares the work and does their equal amount of work, everything is perfectly fine, and everything will get done, and everybody should get the correct amount of credit for that.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, are you more comfortable in a team environment, or do you feel that you could work in either one?
I can work in either one.
In either one? Okay.
Yes.
Sounds good. Thank you so much. Well, we heard from some of our former college program participants that they were surprised by the amount of time that they were standing and walking in their roles, as well as being exposed to the different elements, like the heat, the rain, the humidity, because they were working outdoors for a long period of time as well. So we wanted you to be aware that we cannot guarantee an indoor or outdoor location.
Yeah.
Are you receptive to working in any environment, standing and walking for long periods of time?
I'm completely fine working in any environment. With my past jobs, when I was the kitchen attendant, we didn't have a break. We got, like, the downtime, like, that was our time to, like, recuperate and, like, get other work done, like, restock everything. So I am used to going at least 6 hours on my feet with no break at all.
Absolutely. Okay. Sounds good. Thank you so much.
No problem.
Let's go ahead and dive a little deeper into some of the roles that you're interested in.
Okay.
I see several roles checked off, which is great.
Yes.
And, just naturally, I see that we talked about your swim instructor experience, and I do see that you have a moderate interest in the lifeguard role.
Yes.
So do you consider yourself a pretty strong swimmer?
Yes, I do. I've been swimming since I was 2, so.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And with our lifeguard role, what interested you in this particular role?
I really wanted to, like, be able to work at the resorts and, like, in the water parks. Saying I've only ever been to one water park, crazily enough.
Really? Which one have you been to?
I've been to Typhoon Lagoon, and that was 3 years ago. Yes, because my dad just turned 53, so it was for his 50th birthday we went there.
Oh, awesome.
So we were at Typhoon Lagoon because we had the water parks spending more option on our annual passes.
Yeah.
So we went ahead and went there for one day, and we went to the parks every other day for, I think it was 10-day trip with our whole family. And
I love it.
Yes, I would love to, like, work in a pool again, because, like, at my job this summer at the pool, which I'm still currently at, I loved, like, being in the water, even though, yes, you smell like chlorine, but, like, chlorine is a soothing smell for me, just because I've been in the water my whole life, and, like, I love being in the water.
Absolutely. Okay, great. Well, all of our lifeguards must pass a swim test and a vision screening test with at least 20/25 corrected or uncorrected vision.
Okay.
And our swim test will require you to swim 200 yards freestyle or breaststroke, retrieve a 10-pound brick from the deepest section of the pool, which is a minimum of 8 feet deep, and also to tread water with your hands out of the water for 2 minutes. Do you feel confident that you'd be able to pass the swim test, Marina?
I'm confident for about most of it. I just need to work on the treading with my hands out of the water. I can do that for 30 seconds so far.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. Is that a role that you feel that you would be comfortable in?
Yes.
Okay. Sounds good. Thank you so much.
No problem.
Let's also talk a little bit about, I see that you have a moderate interest in custodial and house person.
Yes.
What interested you in these particular roles?
I actually have always seen the custodial, like, staff around the parks, and, like, when they do get interactions from the guests, like, it lights up their day, and, like, they actually, like, help light up the guest day, especially, like, I've seen the custodial come around with, like, water in their little trash buckets, and, like, they're, like, drawing stuff on the pavement, and I've always loved that, and I've loved just watching them do that, and I just thought it was amazing, and, like, the house people as well, they are the ones who make it so when you get back to your room, you don't have to worry about cleaning up a mess. You can just, like, go and lay down in your bed and not have any worry, and you can just fall right asleep, just get right back up in the morning, go back to the parks.
Exactly. Awesome. Well, both of these roles do involve extensive cleaning, including cleaning restrooms and toilets and working with cleaning chemicals. How do you feel about that? What is your comfort level with cleaning and especially with, like, cleaning restrooms and toilets?
I am completely open to, like, cleaning with everything because I actually had to do that. Even though I was a kitchen attendant, I had to be the one to clean the whole entire bowling alley and bathrooms. So I'm completely used to it, and I do have slight OCD, so when I go to clean something, it gets clean, even though my room doesn't completely look like that, but that's only when I'm alone. If I have, like, if I'm sharing a room, my room is clean, or at least it's hidden where the mess is.
Absolutely, absolutely, totally understand. Perfect, perfect. Well, tell me, do you have any experience with cash handling at all?
Yes, I was a cashier at both of those. It was fun because I had to be a cashier. I had to make the pizzas. I had to prep all the food, stock all the food, work with the fryer, grill. I had to do everything in there. And then since I was only 15, I could only be a cashier. So I've been doing that for about 3 years of my life, I believe.
Okay, perfect, perfect. Well, you know, in our merchandise role, I see that you have a moderate interest in merchandise.
Yes.
In this particular role, it does, you know, it's very, you know, lots of guest contact.
Yes.
So you are, you know, in one of our retail locations, or maybe even at one of our, you know, outdoor vending locations or outdoor merchandise shops. And, you know, a lot of cash handling, a lot of guest service, but many of our retail locations do offer food as well.
Yes.
Are you comfortable handling and serving food in a retail environment?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Now, also, would you be comfortable working in a production kitchen, cooking foods like peanut brittle and candy apples and things of that nature?
Yes, I would, actually.
Okay. Awesome, awesome. Now, also, our merchandise cast members could be working with our stroller and wheelchair rentals, and that would require some repetitive, you know, heavy lifting, pushing, pulling, kneeling, squatting, stretching throughout your shift.
Yes.
Is that something that you would be comfortable with?
Yes, that is something I'll be comfortable with.
Okay. Sounds good. Thank you so much. Now, also, wanted to talk to you, too, about attractions.
Yes.
With attractions, I see that you have a high interest in this role.
Yes, I do.
And with attractions, with this particular role, it does involve a lot of public speaking, memorizing short to long spiels, presenting them over a microphone to our guests. Is that something that you would be comfortable with?
Yes, I am comfortable with that. I maybe already have most of the spiels already memorized as well. Just because how many times I've been there.
Absolutely. Okay, great. Awesome, awesome. Well, also with our attractions role, you could be working in a water environment. You could be working, you know, you could be working in a water environment. You could also be working at heights. Is that something that you would be comfortable with?
Yes, I am completely comfortable with that.
Okay. And also with our attractions role, you could be working in one of our busy parking lots, directing traffic, or spieling on a microphone on a moving tram, or even potentially driving a tram. Is that something that you think you might be comfortable with as well?
Yes, I am completely comfortable with that as well.
All right, perfect. Now, one last role I did want to just chat about really quick is our, you know, our bus operations and watercraft. I see that you do have a bus reader, my apologies, in watercraft. I do see that you have a high interest in each of these roles.
Yes.
So what interested you in these particular roles?
I actually, only experienced a bus greeter once, and that was this past trip when I was there in July, and they were so kind, and, they helped everybody out, and, they were, no matter what, even though there was the TV screen with, when the buses were coming, the bus was continuously coming late for Animal Kingdom, and, it was not coming at all. It kept skipping times, and we were almost going to be there for a full hour. So I saw the bus greeter, calling, hey, where is our bus? Because it was supposed to be here 40 minutes ago. And it was never there. And, I loved how they handled it, and then, the guests were interacting with the bus greeter, trying to figure everything out, and, they completely handled it in the correct way, even though the bus was late. And it was for extra magic hours in the morning as well, so, of course, some guests would be a little upset seeing they got up so early. They got up at 6 a.m. with 3 little ones, and the bus is not there yet.
Oh, my goodness. Oh,
yes.
My goodness. Yes, absolutely.
And then,
okay, great.
Yes, and then for watercrafts, this past trip I stayed at the Polynesian, and that was my first experience there. But my home resort is Old Key West, so I've taken the water boats from Hollywood Studios to Epcot, from Polynesian to Magic Kingdom, from Magic Kingdom to Wilderness Lodge even, and from Old Key West to downtown, well, now it's Disney Springs. I remember it's downtown Disney still. And I just love how the drivers of the watercrafts and the boats, they're always so happy and like they seem to really enjoy their job. And I also feel like it'll be fun to jump off the boat and run onto the dock to like get the boat on the dock.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, great. Thank you so much.
No problem.
Well, Marina, I know we didn't get a chance to talk about all of the roles on your checklist.
Yes.
Just like you agreed to when you signed off on your application, we will be considering you for all of the ones that you've expressed an interest in.
Okay.
And based on the descriptions in the role checklist and the roles that we've discussed today, are you able to perform the essential functions of the role with or without a reasonable accommodation?
Yes, I am.
All right, fantastic. Well, those are actually all the questions that I have for you today. But before I let you go, I do want to give you a little bit of information about what happens from here.
Okay.
Now, we will be sending communication to your dashboard on the Disney Career Portal.
Okay.
Are you familiar with your dashboard?
Yes, I am.
Okay, perfect. Now, we want you to check the status at least a few times a day, at least a few times a week, I should say. We want you to continue updated communication from us. Now, you won't see any changes to your dashboard until a final decision has been made. So,
Okay.
just so you know, like it could just stay in process, or it might say pending, or it might say
In consideration.
something. I'm sorry, what's that?
Mine still says in consideration.
In consideration, that's what it will say. It
Yes.
will still continue to say in consideration until a final decision has been made. Now, you can check your status at the my goodness, I'm getting tongue-tied. You can check the status of your application by clicking on the small bell in the upper right-hand corner of your dashboard. I'm not sure if you're familiar with that.
Yes, I am.
Bell. And that's where you can click on, and you'll find any updates to your application there. And again, just check it periodically, because if you do get made an offer, the offer is only valid for a certain amount of time, and then it expires, and then we move on to the next person. So
Okay.
definitely continue to check your dashboard. Now, you may hear from us regarding your status within the next 2 to 3 weeks. However, it could take up until the end of October for all of our final decisions to be made. So,
Okay.
again, just be patient, and again, just continuously check your dashboard.
Yes.
And if you are accepted to the program, you'll get more information on how to accept or decline your offer, when to arrive, the role that you will have, classes that are available to you, and also contact information in case you need to reach us. But as I mentioned at the beginning of our conversation, I think we have time for 1 or 2 brief program-related questions, if you have any at this time.
Okay. I actually have a few. And I want to actually know what your advice what advice you have for a new DCP, like an incoming DCP member.
Great question. I would just say be open. Be open to different options, opportunities. There's so much to explore and to learn and to just do on the college program. There are so many different things, whether it's housing events, meeting new people, just getting involved, and doing as much as you can to make the most of your DCP. Because the more that you get involved in, and the more experiences that you have, it's going to just enrich your college program experience. So, on your days off, and not that you have to do it every day off. Maybe
Yeah.
dedicate one day off to doing some fun stuff with your roommates or your, peers that you've met on the college program, and maybe do, the other day, you do some fun stuff. But just anything, we have housing events, we have all kinds of great, activities and stuff for our DCPs. I would just say, making the most of your program and doing as much as you can. Take a class, maybe at least one, just to see what that's like. And, that's one thing that I do hear from a lot of students that want to come back on the DCP, is they feel like they didn't take advantage of everything that was available to them on their first program.
Yes.
And they want to come back and do that again. So
Okay.
that would be my recommendation.
Yes. And I have one other, this is more like just working for Disney question. What was your favorite memory and experience so far working for the Disney company?
Oh my goodness, I have so many. This is a tough one. I would have to say, I honestly, and I'm not just saying this because I'm interviewing for DCP, but my DCP experience was incredible. It was my first time away from home. I never went away to college, and I was nervous, but I knew, like you, I'd been to Disney so many times, I was comfortable.
Yes.
But again, never had roommates before, and I met so many awesome people that I still keep in touch with today in my college program. I don't want to date myself, but it was over 20 years ago. So I just, it was just an amazing experience, and I just have memories moved on in our lives and live in different places in the country, but we all still connect, and it's like we didn't skip a beat. We still, and it was just an amazing experience that I will definitely cherish forever. So I do, my DCP experience was awesome. Absolutely. Well, Marina, it was a pleasure speaking with you today. Thank you so much for taking the time to speak with me and for your interest in the Disney College program, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. You
too, Renee. Thank you.
Thank you. Take care.
Bye. Have a magical day.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye. Well, that was an experience, right? My pen died at the end. Okay. Okay, so if you saw, I had to come up to the camera a few times. My camera likes to turn off after about 15 minutes of recording, so it may have stopped recording part of it, but I did keep it on speaker so you guys could hear. So yes, that was it. That was a lot easier than I thought. I wrote down so many things that I didn't use, but that was a lot easier. And I know it's always important to have questions for them, so I actually had 3 and I only used 2 of them. So yes, I am so happy, and I feel like that was a great experience. Like, I feel like I did everything I can. I am so happy with that experience, and Renee was so kind, so nice, as you heard. Like, she joked around with me, and she talked about, like, that she's actually from the same area as I am, and, like, her DCP was her first experience away from home, and I lived away from home last year, but it was an hour and a half away instead of 20 hours away driving. It's a 2.5-hour flight, but it's like 20 hours driving. So there's a big gap between Disney and where I live. But as she said, like, both of us, like, we both have been to Disney our whole life, so I feel like that's a great experience. I'm so happy. Renee was amazing. And now it's a waiting game. It's a waiting game now. So yes. So as you guys probably can already tell, I'm uploading this DCP series in 2 or 3, well, like entrance, like application process, in 2 or 3 parts. So I'm doing my original application, web-based interview review, and then, as you probably already saw, because I already put that one up, and then my phone interview, and I may or may not have already gone in and edited the title, saying, or the description saying I got in or I didn't get in. I'm not sure yet because it's not that time yet, as you can tell, obviously. And then, hopefully, if I do get in, I will have a family and friends reaction to me getting into the DCP, or none if I don't get in. Like, I will come on and be like, I didn't get in, sadly, but it is my first time applying, so it's always another time. I am only a sophomore in college, like, and it's beginning my sophomore year, so I can apply for fall junior year, spring junior year, fall senior year, spring senior year, after college, which I might have to do 5 years of college with, like, me having to transfer from one school to another. It's complicated, but I may have to end up doing 5 years, which is not too bad, I guess. Good thing I'm in community college right now because it's way cheaper. But yes. So I will see you guys real soon. Bye, Merpeople.